Hello, and welcome back to MoJo JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the one and only JoJo's Bizarre Adventure / Powerpuff Girls recap and discussion podcast. I'm Raven.
And I'm Alison.
We are currently discussing Season 3 of the Powerpuff Girls. I think there'll be 3 more episodes of the podcast, and we'll be moving back on to JoJo. But we are going to be discussing the episode Power Prof this week. Before we get started discussing the episode, though, just if you haven't already, please follow/subscribe to the podcast and leave us a comment or a review. We might even read it on the podcast. We just love to get some more feedback, and we'd love to be able to get the show out there to more people to listen to.
And you can also check us out on our other podcast, What We Pod in the Shadows, where we are rewatching What We Do in the Shadows. And we're currently on Season 3. And that show is it's a comedy about vampires living in Staten Island.
Yeah, that might be fun for you if you enjoy vampires, but would like them to be a little bit less evil than Dio.
Alright, this episode is called Power Prof, and it originally aired in the United States February 9th, 2001. It's Saturday in Townsville, and the girls are sleeping in. They have the day off and are going to spend it with the professor at the beach. But the hotline rings before they can leave. The girls zoom off and don't return home until dark. They find Professor asleep at the dinner table. They hug him, and he wakes up and takes them to bed. Next morning, perhaps, Professor is working in his lab and the girls are sneaking around him, leaving some of their animal toys. They mess up one of his experiments and leave behind a note while he cleans up. He picks up the note and their toys and goes upstairs. The girls pick him up and playfully fly around with him. Then Bubbles presents him with the note again, which turned out to be an ad for the Puppet Pals movie in 3D.
He goes back down into his lab, and the girls are sad at first, but he comes back up with his car keys. They get popcorn and settle in to watch the movie in 3D when a monster pokes its head through the screen and attacks. Everyone else runs away, but the girls rush off to fight it. Professor sadly goes home alone and looks at a picture of all of them going to the amusement park. This seems to give him an idea, and he rushes down into the lab. The girls are fighting the monster in town. Bubbles tries to electrocute it with power lines, Buttercup whacks it with a tree, and Blossom freezes it, but these all have little to no effect. The monster is about to eat the mayor when suddenly someone in a white supersuit zooms onto the scene and rescues him. It's Professor Utonium.
He's built a suit so he could join the girls. Buttercup says that means he's a Powerpuff Girl. He says to call him Power Prof. They fly off to defeat the pink monster. Next is a montage of them fighting crime, but Professor keeps using corny lines like, "Let's get jiggy with it," and "totally tubular," and "groovy," and "word up." The girls are embarrassed, and then Professor tries to teach Blossom how to smack the crap out of Perp, even though she was handling it just fine. Then Professor calls Buttercup all these cutesy names and pinches her cheeks around some prison escapees, and they all laugh. Then in front of a group of citizens, he tells how Bubbles had a bedwetting problem a few months ago. And Professor decides they're too young to do the superhero stuff they do.
The girls are pissed that he won't let them do anything, and also that he's embarrassing them. Bubbles kind of ran off, and then she comes back and she's wearing a paper bag over her head. Professor coos over them and is like, "Did somebody get an ouchie wouchie? Don't worry, I have something at home to help with that." The girls plot to make him stop being Power Prof. At home, presumably the next day, Professor answers the hotline and says MoJo is wreaking havoc. He makes the girls wear helmets, elbow, and knee pads to come with him. They all burst into MoJo's lair while he's blasting stuff, and Professor says, "Not so quickly, MoJo," which elicits more groans from the girls. MoJo makes fun of them for wearing safety equipment, and then he blasts them and puts them behind these laser bars, leaving Professor to fight him on his own.
Professor says something stupid like, "Bring it on, Daddy-O." It knocks MoJo into his arsenal room, and he shoots Professor with everything he's got. Professor hits the floor and MoJo laughs maniacally and threatens to turn the girls into Powerpuff Pumpkin Pie. Professor punches MoJo a few times and then shoots him with laser eye beams. A toasted MoJo slides down the wall. Professor sighs in relief and looks exhausted. He slowly releases the girls. They hug him and excitedly talk about how he defeated MoJo and can't wait to see what he'll do next time.
Professor says there isn't going to be a next time because being a superhero is exhausting, and he's like, I need to go home and pay bills and do dishes. The girls act sad, but Professor says sometimes in life they just need to be disappointed. He takes off his Powerpuff gear and leaves. The girls are ecstatic that Professor is done being a hero and thank MoJo for helping them, but Professor did a number on him, so he just groans and the girls giggle. They take off their safety equipment and high-five. The day is saved.
Narrator's like, yo, 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 or something.
Yeah.
Using some of Professor's slang. I'm kind of surprised that, I don't know. I feel bad, they keep using MoJo to, do their dirty work.
Yeah.
But then he's getting, the crap beat out of him. He needs to agree to it, but, you pull your punches a little bit or whatever.
Yeah.
Make it look good, but don't actually beat the crap out of me.
I did like Professor wanting to help them out and spend more time with them, but he just kind of everything he was doing was kind of undermining their authority, I guess, and their ass kicking, because then people weren't taking them seriously. It's calling them little baby pet names all the time.
I mean, they are little girls though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I understand it sucked for them. But I kind of do feel like there should be some sort of supervision.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm sure they could have a conversation about it. We can talk about some of that stuff at home. Don't do it in front of hardened criminals.
Yeah.
Or MoJo. We're tough little girls. Don't call me poopsie whoopsie or whatever. I feel he should keep the suit. And, there could be some times when they could use a fourth person or, I don't know, his day off or something. Maybe he can join them here and there. Maybe not doing it every day, but just to kind of see what they're actually all into.
Yeah.
Or, he could kind of fight crime separate from them. Maybe they might have a time when they need to split up. If he wants to say daddy-o and getting jiggy with it, that can be his thing, and it can be separate from them. He can have his own little hotline phone, and Mayor can call him to be Power Prof. Maybe when the girls are in school or they're taking a nap.
Yeah, because they do very badly need time off to do small child things, as we've said many times.
Because he's able to defeat MoJo single-handedly, so the suit was plenty.
Yeah. I just think there's some sort of balance that could be struck so that they could potentially kick ass together without him embarrassing them.
But also, I do feel sad that, they couldn't just have a couple hours at the beach or have a couple hours at the movie theater, and there didn't need to be butt kicking.
Yeah.
I still feel like there needs to be someone, I don't know who would be trustworthy to do it, but another person that could work, a group of people that can take over, so they can just have time.
Yeah.
Make Miss Bella a suit or something.
Perhaps.
I'm just not sure who's because if Professor's kicking butt, then they can't really spend time with Professor, but someone outside of their family that's trustworthy that they could have. I don't know who that would be exactly, but
yeah. I guess my only trivia for this episode comes from the wiki. I guess this episode's supposed to be a response to fan letters that the writers got, saying that Professor should be a superhero.
Oh,
just kind of cute.
Yeah, I just think maybe you could do it separate from them. There's either times when they need be in separate groups or just so that they don't have to leave school or whatever to fight.
Alright, so I think we're going to end our discussion here. Tune in next time when we talk about our regular 2 episodes, because this one was a half-hour one. Those episodes are called The Head Suckers, Moxie, and Equal Fights. You might want to watch those so we don't spoil them for you. And if you could subscribe/follow the podcast and leave us a review or a comment, that would be dandy. Perhaps share the pod with your friends. We just like to get out there to more people and get more listeners.
Push all those buttons for us.
Yeah. So until next time, I'll be the roundabout. Goodbye.
Goodbye.